Today's story is about three friends who never believed in evil powers, like vampires and witches. So all three made a plan together that they would spend one night on top of the banyan tree and would scare people crossing. Then, by making their video, they will earn a lot of money. Thinking this, all three of them went to a huge banyan tree and sat at their respective places on the top of the tree.
We came here to scare, not to get scared. So put all your questions in your ass and quietly wait for someone to come, then watch the spectacle.
Saying to Martin, Victor started tying a rope to his legs. Seeing Victor do this, Martin asked,
"Victor, why are you tying a rope on your feet now?"
Hey, when we are playing, then let's play well. After all, it is not a joke to scare someone, isn't it?
Seeing this enthusiasm of Victor, everyone feel inflated with pride. Everyone has now done their best to scare others. Victor was ready to hang himself upside down from the tree by tying a rope around his legs. Peter had also wrapped leaves and vines on his body and applied some animal's blood on his forehead and sat upside down on a branch of the tree, like some blood vampire. Now only Martin was left, but he could not understand how to scare the people passing by. So he also tied a rope to his legs and got ready to hang from the tree. But his rope was tangled, because of which his legs were not working properly. Everyone had taken their respective places on the tree, and they had hidden the camera in some corner so that everything gets recorded automatically. The calmness of death had spread in the atmosphere. Then Martin saw that a person shivering in fear was looking at the banyan tree from a distance and, taking God's name in his mind, was walking towards them.
Oh God, why don't people remove this banyan tree from the road? Whenever I pass by it, I feel negative vibes. It's not known who planted this banyan tree, but what magic has been done? Can't understand anything. Apart from this, the villagers also do rituals under this tree. It's too much. Oh God, just keep me alive today.
Praying to God, the man carrying fear on his shoulder had come under the banyan tree. Suddenly, Victor appeared in front of the person hanging upside down from the tree. Seeing Victor suddenly, that person choked and froze in fear. But before that, he could handle himself. Peter came in front of him with his body wrapped in vines and his mouth wide open. Along with it, seeing blood dripping from Peter's head, that person started trembling. His leg was out of his own control, and he fell down with a thud and started suffering. Victor and Peter got scared, seeing that person in agony. But Martin did not know this thing yet. So he too, like the last nail in the coffin, while making weird and scary faces, he came in front of him. Seeing Martin's scary face tied in vines, the person lying on the ground screamed loudly and left the last breath from his mouth and slept in the sleep of death. Victor and Peter had understood that, unknowingly, they had done something wrong. But Martin had no idea about the matter. He thought that now the stranger had fainted out of fear.
"Hey, uncle, have you become dear to God? Get up early. Auntie will be waiting for you at home.
This uncle?
Have you become deaf? We are not the genie of the banyan tree, but living people, brother. Now get up early.
Martin was calling out to the man to bring him to his senses. But even after saying so much when that person didn't do anything, he also felt something untoward had happened.
Just look at this, Peter. Is he even alive? Did he really die?
Victor fearfully said to Peter, but Peter itself was trembling with fear.
Hey Martin, see, he didn't really die.
Hearing Peter's words, Martin started to step back, because no one had the courage to even touch that person. But when Martin was pressured, he checked with trembling hands. Then Martin even checked her heartbeats and her eyelids. But Martin found no evidence that the man was alive. After regaining his composure, Martin said,
Hey, Peter, Victor, this man is dead. The reason for his death is all three of us. All three of us scared him so much that he died.
Hearing of the death of the person, the ground slipped under the feet of all three. Their blood was freezing.
I didn't kill him. In fact, he died himself. We were just joking. Now his heart failed then. What is our fault in that? And if someone has to go to prison for his murder, that will be Victor. Because he said to scare people. I am not going to prison for the murder of an old person.
Martin was shunning out of these matters. That's why Victor told Martin while holding his neck and bringing his face in front of the dead man.
Look at this man. Did he say that you or me killed him? Or did anyone have even touched him? But no one touched him. And there was no attack on him. Then why are you becoming a judge? You scoundrel! When you helped in scaring, now help in disposing him. Otherwise there will be 2 dead bodies lying here, understood?
Listening to Victor's threat, Martin and Peter became calm. In everyone's mind, only one thing was going on: how to dispose of the corpse. When Peter said,
Hey, listen to me. Why don't we hide the old man's corpse here in this banyan tree? There are already a lot of stories in people's minds about the genie in this tree. That genie also stays in this tree only. Rest assured, they will come up with some story on their own. We don't have to do anything.
everyone liked Victor's idea. All three immediately started taking down the dead body from the tree. First they tied the dead body with ropes, then went back to the tree and started pulling it together. After a few moments, the body came up. Now everyone had to hide the corpse at the end of the tree, where no one usually sees it. All three of them quickly found a dense branch of the tree. They slammed the corpse in one corner and were about to get down the tree when the rope on its own started binding Martin's legs. Martin was in so much pain that his screams started echoing in the sky. Victor and Peter lost their senses after seeing Martin screaming suddenly. But before they could have done anything to save Martin, the vine of the tree clung to his body and started suffocating him. Seeing all this happening, suddenly with Martin and Peter, Victor was about to jump from the tree. He was still in air when his body was bound by ropes and was brought back to the tree from the air. The ropes were stuck to his body in such a way that his body was getting cut by the ropes. The bones in Victor's body were breaking on their own. And here, the leaves and vines stuck to Peter's body lit their own. Along with them, Peter was also now burning. He was screaming in agony. On the other hand, The ropes on Martin's feet were slowly getting all over his body, and in the next moment, due to suffocation, he also slept in death. All three friends were fighting their respective deaths, but none of it worked, and all three were killed together. The next morning, the villagers found 3 bodies hanging from the banyan tree, one of which was burnt. Martin, Victor, and Peter's. Nothing was known about the dead body of that old man. Along with this, there was the news of the death of all 3 friends in the whole region, but no one knew the real reason for their death. A few days later, during the investigation, police found the camera, but there was no sign of that old man in it. In fact, no old man had met them. Perhaps the vampire, ghost, and spirit, whose existence Martin, Victor, and Peter had been searching for till now. All 3 saw him, but regrettably, all 3 of them did not survive to tell this to anyone.